Welcome to another episode of Gen Y Advice. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about another big life event that a lot of young people are going through at the moment, and that is getting married. So what we want to look at in this episode is how you're going to fund your wedding if you don't have parents that are willing to pay for your wedding. So much like our previous episode where we talked about saving for a house deposit, it's really important that we look at your income and your expenses and find ways that we can maybe reduce some of those expenses to then increase your savings and be able to afford your special day. So the biggest thing that we see is people getting credit cards or taking out loans to pay for their weddings, because weddings these days can get really expensive, and unfortunately there's lots of other associated costs that go with a wedding that a lot of people don't cater for, and they end up starting their lives together in lots of debt, unfortunately. So what you really need to do is sit down with your partner, or you found the one that you really want to spend the rest of your life with, and you need to figure out what you want for your day. So figure out exactly how much you're willing to spend and how much you can afford. So that's really important one, is how much you can afford to spend on your wedding, because everyone wants a big glamorous wedding, but unfortunately they do cost a lot of money, and not everyone's in the financial position to be able to afford such a big expense. So figure out how much you can afford to spend on your day, and then set yourself a very strict budget and try and stick to that as close as possible. If you get some additional help from your parents, maybe they split the costs with your partner's parents, then that's great on certain expenses. But in this day and age, a lot of people are still paying for the wedding themselves, and this can put a big burden on a young couple that are looking to start their lives together. So be really clear with your partner on how much you can afford to spend on your day, set yourself a strict budget, and start saving as soon as possible.